president, he showed up, but he's in the wrong building. Very thrilled you could be here. This is going to be a great event, a great evening. You've seen that Google Plus, perhaps you've seen that Google Plus is in the news the last 2 days. It's interesting times for Google Plus, and interesting times for the generation of technology that Google Plus represents. It's still Dodge City out there, and everybody's trying to figure out what they can use, how they can use it, what is its impact, what technology is going to be here to stay. So as the New York IADC, we're thrilled to facilitate these conversations, these meetings where all of us, myself included, benefit from the knowledge base, the assembled knowledge base here. So we're looking forward to that. 1 or 2 very quick housekeeping topics. This is the launch of our fall series. We have 9 programs scheduled, essentially 1 a month. We are working these programs with our new programming partner, which is compro.biz. And compro.biz is a site for the entire communications industry, regardless of whether you're in public relations, PA, IR, internal communications. It's a great site. It is the first thing I check in the morning because it's my quick 30-second glimpse at the universe. So if you haven't taken a look at compro.biz, please do. Faye Shapiro is the publisher, and she's back there. So if you have any questions about Compro, please feel free to talk to Faye. We are roughly a group of about 300 industry professionals. Roughly about half the people that come to these events are members, half are non-members. There's a lot going on. This is part of a new wave, a whole new group of people, new associations. Very briefly, if you are not a member, why become a member? Mentoring programs, networking, access to a database of 16,000, searchable database of 16,000 colleagues around the world in 79 countries. To help defray the cost of membership, we now have affinity programs with a Zipcard. So you New York natives who use Zipcard, you have a significant discount through New York IADC. The same thing with New York Health and Racket Club. And we are looking at other affinity programs just as a complement to what we do. So there are mentoring programs, there are resume review programs. This event, which is obviously being taped, is the second in what is the beginnings of a video library that will be available, we think, free of charge to members in the future. So we are building, there's a lot of energy, there's our association with Compro. There's a lot of new and good things going on. We're doing meetups as well, which are great and fun and very relaxed. So if you are thinking about getting involved, and there are any number of organizations to choose from, just know that we are very, very active and would welcome your involvement and your ideas and your input. With that, I'm simply going to turn it over to Valerie Simon, and thank you again for coming.
I'd like to actually introduce my colleagues. That if any of you already know David Stark, who is Program Manager for Social Business Services at IBM. Thank you for coming, David. Jeff Hazlett of the Hazlett Group, who is best-selling author of The Merit Test and former CMO and Vice President of Eastman Kodak. And also Esteban Contreras, who is Social Media Manager over at Samsung. So thank you for coming. Can I ask you all a few quick questions, and maybe you could answer by show of hands? How many of you all have responsibility for social media within your organization? How many of you have your organization, how many of your organizations are active in social media? And how many of you, even if it's separate from your organization, are active in social media? It seems like most people here are active on social media. How many of you are active on Twitter? Okay, if anyone intends on tweeting live, we have the hashtag over there. If I could see a show of hands, what we can do is be able to have this a little more interactive, if you'd like, so that you can tweet the questions and all of that. How many folks here do intend on tweeting live? A couple of people?
Sure. We'll do it from here. When we get boring, we'll tweet ourselves. So.
It's a nice way to bring in others as we continue the conversation. And what we really want to start off talking about is social media's reach. You all have probably seen the studies that have come out. The latest Pew study says 65% of all adults on the internet are on social networks. So we wanted to talk today, begin talking about social media's growing reach and why it matters to organizations. So, Dave, can we start with you?
I think we look at social media as a fundamental, sorry, I'll move on. How's that? We look at social media as a very important component or a tool as organizations like IBM transform into social businesses. What is a social business? Well, social business, as far as how IBM is defining it, means that an organization is engaged, transparent, and nimble. Social media fits very nicely into that, leveraging social computing paradigms. How do you make your organization more transparent? Give your customers and your prospects and your employees ready access to a lot of different information that as recently as 24 months ago may have been much harder to get to. More nimbly, obviously, you've all seen what happens in Twitter. Something starts to get hot right away. It goes. These are the kinds of things that would actually affect your organization, your products, your revenue streams, your lead gen opportunities pretty readily, both from a positive perspective and a negative perspective. I think there's also this idea of customer relationships, long-term